we could play mama daddy. No, people play mama daddy.
That was your fast
Most people play mama daddy with their cousins. Nasty.
That's nasty. We play house.
That's the same thing. House is the same. That's even nastier. That your cousins play house with your who in the house? Mom and daddy. That's mom and daddy. That's what that is.
No, we didn't do it like that. We had kids. Everybody was a single mom with kids.
Y'all was just reenacting what y'all saw in real life.
What's up, Highlight fam? I'm High.
And I'm Iz.
And we're open.
What we're open to?
Open communication.
Open to love.
Open minds.
Open hearts.
So, come on in. Let's get started.
Check us out.
I said, let's get started.
Teacher. What's today's topic?
Today we're talking about how to balance individuality in a relationship and love.
Balancing individuality in relationships. This is an awesome topic because I'm a Leo. Of course I want all your time. I'm a Leo. Of course it's all about me when it's not about you. I'm a Leo. Of course you're supposed to kiss on me every morning when I wake up before the sun shines. I am the sun.
I am the sun.
I am the sun.
See?
But no, I love this question because this is something that we dealt with in our relationship in a way, you know, to put mine on the platter.
Let's see.
I never really loved the way that we loved together, right? I never really loved from like a pure place of just loving me first and then sharing that love with somebody. So I didn't understand in the beginning that it wasn't about I want all of your time because I love you. It was about you're sharing your time with me because you love me. And I should appreciate this time that you do share with me and allow you, well, not even allow you, but understand that your time is your time and you spend it however you please. And if you love me the way that you love me, then the portion that you gift me, because it's yours, you're gifting it to me, I should be appreciative of it and respect it. And from the beginning, that was hard for me because I didn't understand that type of love. I was used to a very different type of love coming from a trauma place. Mom, losing mom, all that, you know the whole story. So my mind felt like every time you leave me, I was losing you. And I didn't know that. So
do you think that for a lot of people, well, first of all, because we kind of get got deep into it
real quick, too quick, yeah.
So first of all, I kind of want to know what y'all think. So in the comments, drop in the comments what y'all think. Do you feel like your relationship is balanced overall? Do you feel like you guys do a great job at balancing individuality as well as, you know, in love? Like, do you make time for yourself as well as your partnership, or do you guys feel like it's always about the partner or whatever? Like, is it imbalance? How do you guys feel? And if you haven't already, like what you hear, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe. Again, we are
welcome to the tribe.
Welcome to the tribe, the Highlight fam. Yo, sometimes we jump right in deep.
We do.
Because really, you guys are really seeing. That's why we say we're open. Because yes, this is a podcast, but you guys are seeing the organic pieces of us. Y'all seeing like the deep. We're sharing our real everyday conversations with you guys. So that's why we say we're open, because we are open to real communication, real conversations,
and sharing it with you guys.
Because we are a tribe. All of us are a tribe. You know, it's just a different world now where we connect in such virtually instead of the cookouts we used to have and that kind of stuff and things that you just meet people organically. This is kind of the organic, because people find you organically even in this situation.
But when you think about it, I think we've always connected. Maybe not virtually, but we've connected through energy always. And I think that virtually it just makes that energy. I really do believe that what, you know, the whole COVID experience did for us, it really did teach us like we can still create from a place within. Like the power is truly within us. You know what I mean? It's always been within us, but we didn't see it. We were putting in external things. So I think that made us all realize like, hey, there's power within, and I think it's something powerful about us being able to connect with people from, where we sit right here in South Carolina to, somewhere in Africa. You know what I mean? So that's the beauty of being virtual, I think, and that's what I love about it. I think, if y'all show us enough love, we come see you. That's pretty much what
Yeah,
it's about.
city
We're
to
gonna be on the
city,
road.
city
You know
to
what I mean?
city. We're trying to
We're
do
doing some
events.
events and things like that.
Yeah.
So,
So we show up, we have the live music open up, we do
mhm,
the podcast,
mhm.
and then after the
Food,
podcast, we have the live
vibes.
music and it's just a party, and we have food and vibes all in one setting.
Mhm.
You pay one flat rate for all of that. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, we'd like to do it into some weekend things, but right now we want to grow just the platform,
Oh
right?
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we just want to connect with you guys, and we want to know what you guys want to talk about. So, this is a conversation that I think it's something that should be had before you get into marriage, before you get into a committed relationship. Period. I think it's something that you should know where you stand on as far as what you need, because in a relationship, it is about, as he would always tell me, relationships are need based. And at
Mm-hmm.
first, I was like, no, because I always felt like I didn't need a relationship. I come from a background where I am a person that was, when we met, I was big on me having my individual time and my individual space, and that I let him know, like, I need a lot of space to myself and a lot of time to myself, which is why he was saying, like, in the beginning, he used to tell me, like, it sounds like you don't need to be in a relationship.
Yeah,
If
I
you feel like
did.
that, you don't need to be in a relationship.
Yeah.
And to me, I'm like, how come he hears that when I say that? Like, I couldn't understand what the disconnect was. But again, as he said, like, he was coming from his experiences and losing a parent at an age of 7. That's a very young age to lose a parent, especially a
Mm-hmm.
mom.
Mm-hmm.
And so, coming from that space, I could understand why he has this, want to get close and attached. And he doesn't want to feel like that distance, because it makes him feel like almost like abandonment in ways because of what he experienced. So, I think the main thing is to communicate what it is that you need.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Absolutely.
I'd say that's like the part, that's number one going into it, because I told
Mm-hmm.
him that very early on, because I didn't know initially that the way that I was a problem in relationships, but I grew to understand that as I matured and grew into myself, and I realized that my need to be to myself was a problem for a lot of people. Like, a lot of guys don't like that, and
Mm-hmm.
so it caused me not to have those relationships. I just,
Right.
and at the time it was dispensable. I didn't care. I was like, okay, well, so what? I
Get
don't
on,
care. Like, if
kill,
you
kill
don't
your
like, if you
ass.
can't accept what I mean, that's just how I was.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I prioritized it. I really
Yeah.
didn't. I didn't care.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that with you, it was different, because I was willing to, I had grown to a place where I was willing to hear what you felt and
Mm-hmm.
why you felt the way you felt. And I ain't gonna lie, we're both very passionate people. So initially I felt like he trying to change me into being this. I don't know what you thought I was gonna be. I was like, I'm not about to just do that, because
Uh-uh.
I had been that before too, just passive and kind of go with whatever
Mm.
the guy wanted, and I'm like, I'm not gonna be that either. So it's more of, I guess it's like it's a compromise essentially in some ways.
Yeah.
It's a compromise, but it also is about
It's about it being intentional.
being
Being
intentional.
intentional
Yeah.
and really having the conversations that's uncomfortable. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Like, you gotta have the conversations, not negative connotation,
Mhm.
uncomfortable conversations, but
Mhm.
things that you might be insecure about, things that you might feel like, I can't talk to this person about because I don't know how they may react.
Mhm.
You got to have those conversations, but from a healthy place, and lead
Mhm.
with love with it, because the whole goal is we're choosing this relationship.
Mhm.
So we should choose how we operate in it too. We don't have to just let it happen.
Mhm.
I think a lot of times in relationships, people just let it happen, like however it happened. Nobody's driving the car. We just
Hmm.
drive. We just in the car going. We
And there's
don't.
no direction. No
There's
one
no
has
direction.
direction.
There's
Yeah.
no direction. We just in here.
And feelings, and
And,
I think that's kind of how a lot of it starts. Like you said,
mm-hmm.
it does come from feelings, and as we all know, feelings are not consistent. You know what I mean? Feelings flow like water. Like,
Yeah.
you may feel something in a moment, but it changes and it shifts, and you get into different spaces and different feelings, and so
Yeah.
you can't just follow the feelings. You got to have intentionality. You have to have communication at the front of everything in order for
Mm-hmm.
it to actually work.
And you gotta have fun too.
You do have to have
You
fun,
gotta have fun, like, because a lot of people get in these relationships and they in it because relationships are work and intentionality. You gotta have a work-life balance, even in the relationship.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, I did cut you off. I
No.
apologize.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's fine. All I was gonna say is that I do think it's important to have individual time too. I think that's something that I kind of try to explain to is that, you know, it's good for you too. You know, like it's something I wanted you to have for
Mm-hmm.
you because I felt
Mm-hmm.
like it ain't just about me. Oh, I need my time. I need my time. There is something about partnership is an amazing thing. I had to understand that as I, you know, grew into a certain point in myself. At first, I felt like I was a person that just wanted to be by myself because I'm just like I'm good with me. But I realized there's power in partnership,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not even gonna say who helped me realize that because the message sometimes get clouded with him, but he's no longer with us. But I'll say that his message was a little, it would piss a lot of women off. But for me, I
Oh, I
got
know who
something
you're
from
talking
it. I ain't
about.
gonna drop the names. But if y'all know, y'all know. If you don't, hey,
KS.
whatever.
K.
Don't you dare say it.
I ain't gonna lie, low key, that was my
But
dude.
honestly, it's some
He was
things
like
that
a.
was said. I was like, damn, he had a point. So it helped me change my mind. But I'm glad that I did. But even in the fact that you have partnership, it is still so important for you to have moments to yourself to recharge to
Mm-hmm.
because as a partner in a partnership you are caring for your partner
Mm-hmm.
consistently. You are in touch with their emotions and what they feel and what they need,
Mm-hmm.
and if you don't take time for yourself you will get lost in that, and you will eventually become resentful because if you're only pouring in somebody else all the time you will begin to become resentful towards that person because you feel like you're feeling depleted but you're not
Mm-hmm.
feeling recharged.
Mm-hmm.
And even if it's your partner pouring into you, we all still have to pour back into ourselves. We first got to pour into ourselves, so our partner doesn't have the responsibility of pouring into us that way. So whatever they give is overflow. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? They're
Mm-hmm.
not responsible for working out our kinks and our traumas and all. That's something we have to work through, and they're here to support us through it. So
Mm-hmm. But the grace that the partner has is important.
absolutely,
You know what I mean?
I
Because
agree.
when you and I met, I was in therapy,
Mhm.
and my therapist specifically asked me, she said, "Do you feel like you can get to know yourself
Mhm.
and love yourself being in a relationship?"
Mhm.
Right?
Mhm.
And my answer, and this is because at the time you were the author, you didn't have a name. I didn't give her your name. You was just the author. So I was dating the author at the moment, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
And I spoke highly of you. I told her about your book and everything. You know,
Mhm.
she looked it up online and she
Mhm.
asked me that question, and I said, "Yes, I do."
Mhm.
And she was like, "I don't know, if that's something you could do." She questioned it. I didn't question it because I knew it was like
Mhm.
I just knew. I don't know. It was a gut feeling. But
Mhm.
in addition to that, I realized that the grace that you were giving me, the space to grow.
Mhm. Mhm.
I do love you. I see where you're growing. I met you in this pattern. You told me you was dealing with some stuff, so it wasn't like I
Mhm.
was trying to hide it. Some
Mhm.
stuff I did. I ain't gonna lie.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Some shit I was trying to hide. I was like, God, you don't even know every goddamn thing. Still came out now.
I saw you though. I already
It
saw
still
you.
came out, but the fact is, you gave me grace, and the
Mhm.
same with you. I
Mhm.
gave you grace for areas that
Mhm.
you're working on,
Mhm.
because none of us are perfect human beings.
Absolutely.
You know, we're gonna do stuff that we're gonna do human stuff.
Mhm.
So you
Mhm.
leave room for humans to do human stuff.
Mhm.
And that's so important in relationships.
Mhm.
Sometimes you be in a relationship so long, you didn't start with those rules and regulations in the first place. So now, so now, uh, part of that is how can I go back after being with somebody 5, 10 years and
Mhm.
we rewire our brains
Mhm.
to say, you know what, let's love each other from this place of
Mhm.
intentionality and leaving space for each other.
Mhm.
And let's check in on a daily basis to see how you feel, to get a report
Mhm.
on, hey, I can't say that I'm loving you the greatest. You have to tell me if that's what I'm doing.
Mhm.
I have to come to you, the person who I'm loving, to say, how am I loving you? Am I
Mhm.
giving you the flowers you need?
Mhm.
Am I giving you what you need?
And that can only come from time
Yeah.
alone though. You can't, and
That can
that's
only
that's
come from
partly
time alone.
why I
Yeah.
think it's so important to balance it because you don't know, you can't answer those questions if you don't know who you are and
Who
what
you
you
are.
need,
Yeah.
because
And
some
what you
people don't
need.
know. If you've never been by
Right.
yourself, you don't know what you need. You don't know how somebody can support you, and so it becomes even more frustrating, and it's like,
Right.
okay, I don't know what I need.
Right.
I'm frustrated.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
And
I think
that's
for
an
somebody like
opportunity.
me, it is
That because
opportunity.
that's kind of how our love works.
I was gonna say, for me, I think for it's another side of that where you could be too much of an individual, where it's like, I think for me, my challenge initially was I was too individual. So it was like understanding that he had to tell me a lot of times, like, it's just not. What did you tell me? You have a partner. You have help now. It's not just you, because my brain was just wired
Mm-hmm.
completely to just do things that I knew for me to do,
Mm-hmm.
not thinking about what it was, to just not understanding the partnership and not trusting nobody enough to even allow them to even take on any of my load or any, like, I just was
Mm-hmm.
protective of my stuff. and me and how my feelings, my emotions. And so I think that it was also challenging because I had to learn how to soften myself and trust and be vulnerable and open to, communicating with him about the things that were sore for me, that I really, some of it, honestly, in love, what you realize is it brings out your shadow side. It shows you a good relationship will show you, well, really any relationship, I'll say that, because I think some relationships do bring out toxic things about, and if you both are in that space, it doesn't work, and that's where it doesn't flow. But I think in a healthy relationship, it will bring it out, and you have to be willing to be accountable for that part of yourself, or willing to say, hey, this is the thing that this is okay, yep, this is fucked up. This don't look good. This ain't cute. This ain't pretty. But it's what I'm dealing with.
You got to love your partner. Love yourself. Really, I'm going to say this. Like she said,
take care of you.
Take care of you for me. That right there is like the most beautiful thing I've ever heard in my life. We read it somewhere. We were reading something together.
We were reading something and it said, take care of you.
We was reading an article. We were reading an article on something.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it said. Take care of you for me. And it sounds simple, right? But if you really look at it and you say, what does that mean? What does that mean? That means treat yourself kindly. Love on yourself the way you want to be loved, so you know what it feels like, so then you can come tell me, I like this.
Right.
I like to.
You can show you can show me
and
how
I'm
to
not
love
talking
you.
right. I ain't talking about just gifts now. It's
it's not.
I like to be talked to this way. If you got an issue with me, this feels good. Come talk to me this way because I can accept it. And if you speak to me this way when you're angry, I'll be more receptive to hear what your issue is with me. And then I can tell you my reason why, or I can apologize.
Touch me.
Yeah, I just want to be on my boo.
I'm a Leo. Of course I want to touch her.
Of course I want my tank was on E, my touch tank. I'm a Leo. I got a touch tank. You know what I'm saying? That means if it's 8 hours in a day, I got to be filled up. You know what I'm saying? Throughout the day, I got look, it's 4:47. My touch tank a little low. I gotta. Yeah, I don't shit. What you say? You better touch your woman. If you think you lonely now. Who? I'm telling you, hey, I'm rebel on mine. I'm an old nigga with it. These young niggas be on something else. She's an individual. Give her space. She wants you to touch her. She don't want to have to tell you, I give you consent now. No, she wants you to touch her. Put your hands on that woman. Tell her she's fine. Pursuit is good. That's another thing. Because the topic is, if you're just joining, the topic is.
Oh, I was like, I thought you were going to say.
I was.
He said the topic is go.
Because I forgot. That's why I got her. The topic is
balancing individuality and love in relationships.
That's a long title.
Balancing individuality and love in relationships.
Sound like a Social Security number.
Balancing individuality and love.
Oh, say it, yeah. For the
How
people.
about that? Just that.
What?
Like that?
What? Balancing what? That's the remix?
Balancing individuality in love. Amor.
Okay. I'm with that. All right. The balance is important to me. Now, I really appreciate it.
What do you benefit when I get my individuality? When I get time to myself, how does it benefit you?
I get time to myself.
Okay.
When you get time to yourself, I get time to myself.
And how does that?
It gives me time to think. It gives me time to process through a lot of things. It gives me time to think about things that were great for me that day, things that weren't. It's all the thoughts that I feel about me. It's a time for you to actually be selfish. You know, because when you're around family and kids and wifey, you thinking about family, kids, and wifey, and wifey thinking about how can I serve my family and make them their day better. Did they eat now? Because now you almost in like take care mode. You got to take care of you too. Yes, we're thinking about you in your presence, but you got to think about you in your presence. You know what I'm saying? Like you and Shy left yesterday, and CJ was upstairs, right? I was downstairs. What was I doing all day? Cleaning the house, mopping the floor, making it smell good, charging all the appliances. I was doing stuff I need to do, number one. but I don't do sometimes because I'm dadding or I'm husbanding at the time or I'm working at the time. So that time to yourself is great. You can really think through. You can really adjust your attitude sometimes. You can choose how you want to feel for the next couple hours. You know, you can implement.
Choose your vibration.
I can choose my vibration. So, and then to answer your question, when I come back to you, I'm a better person.
That's what I was. That was really where I was trying to get you to say. That's what I was.
I know I did a lot of talking.
No, it was good that you explained it that way. But that was my biggest thing. I feel like I'm better in to everyone when I have time to myself. So it's in that individual time, regardless of whether people feel like they need it or not, it's necessary. You need it. You need it regardless of what you think. It's so important to have some time, even if it's just the morning meditation, even if it's just a morning walk or a morning workout, or maybe you just whatever it is, whatever you choose to do for you, whatever, if going to get your nails done or going to get a haircut or going to go fishing with your friends or going to girls' night or having set girls' nights where you guys go once a month or you guys go out with your how you and your family
my cousins,
and they go out once a month and have like wings and fries and just talk network, things like that. So just having that, because it is important for you to tap in with other energies as well. You know what I mean? It helps to.
It's important
because it does bring something back to the union as well. It does help to connect and share and bounce ideas off of other people too. So it's so important. If we were to wrap up and give people like what would you say the top 3 things that people can do to balance individuality in a relationship? What do you think and especially I kind of want you to start it out only because you came from the side where you didn't feel like that was something that should be. You didn't really think that was a big thing. You thought that was excessive for you to do that. You felt like a relationship mean what you mean we go together. We together.
We together.
We together. What
all
you mean?
The time.
All the time.
Your space
what
is my space.
What you mean we go to the bathroom? We going to the bathroom.
I'm a wipe for you.
What you mean?
Let me wipe.
The first time he went to take a shower with me, y'all.
Don't tell him that juice yet. That's too much. That's too much juice. Y'all don't need that juice yet. Y'all need that juice yet. We'll say that for like episode 35. You give it too much. You can't give it too much. No, 3 things. Top 3 things. 3.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna add it to with you. I just want to hear what you say. I want
top thing is top for me. I would say get to know yourself. Take some time with yourself and ask yourself the hard questions. Ask yourself the hard questions. When you start asking yourself the hard questions, you begin to love yourself a different way, and you begin to understand what you deserve and what you need, not from somebody else, but from yourself. That's number 1. Number 2, then communicate what you need and what you can bring to the table and what you really can do, like what you can bring to this person. This is what I'm available to do. I know you need love this way. I might not be able to love you that way.
Right.
So how can we work around what I may not be able to give you? So communicate what your needs are, what your boundaries are, what you feel like you have done before or know how to love, or even teach me how you need to be loved because I've never loved that way before. And number 3 is have the same grace that you expect somebody to have for you. That would be my top 3. Have that save space for a person. So, love yourself first, communicate, and hold space for somebody.
I think my top 3 reasons are the reasons, I guess, the why or how to balance individuality in relationships. I think the number 1 is definitely, as he said, getting to know yourself. The number 1 is definitely the knowledge of self. Time alone allows you to figure out, who am I? Aside from your titles and your roles and your responsibilities, because a lot of times we attach ourselves to those roles and we think that that's who we are, but it's not really truly who we are. You have to really take away all that stuff and see what's left, and that's who you are. But you only get that by taking time to yourself and really spending time in your own space. And so that's 1. 2, I think that you're better for others when you actually are giving yourself what you need. You can't expect your partner to give you everything that you need. That's just not fair. It's not realistic because they don't even understand. They're learning you as you grow and evolve, and you're changing daily. You're learning things together and things that are different, and you're also 2 different people from 2 different backgrounds. So you have to understand that they can't fulfill every aspect of what you need in that way. You have to do some things for you, because some things are just it's a healing process that you got to do for you. It's something that you got to deal with, and you can't put that pressure on your partner. So I would say number 2 is definitely because you're better for yourself and others when you actually do take time for yourself, and balance that time between, family and, your personal time. And I would say number 3, it's just, I think it's some type of like power or liberation that comes from it. I think it's empowering. I think that, like, I've taken trips by myself. I'm trying to think. I've gone out to eat by myself. Like, to me, I think it's important. So now I don't think I would do that now in a relationship. I wouldn't go. I guess I could go out to eat by myself if we were like traveling or something. I wanted to eat
You
out
just went out by yourself.
to eat.
No, you went to the coffee shop by yourself.
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah, and we normally go together.
That's true. Oh, I did. I did do that. I did do that
twice.
Twice. I'm about to say I went to the T-bar too by myself.
Yeah.
But and it was kind of, that was a secondary to a console. But yeah. But either way, I guess so. I will do the eating out. Traveling by myself, I don't see myself doing that because I'm married, and I don't see why I would be traveling by myself unless I'm traveling to you or something like that. Maybe so, I guess, or whatever. I don't know, something like that. I guess it could happen. But in this dynamic where we are in this space and this time and this day, I don't see myself doing it that way. But I definitely think it's good to even have time with, going, just doing something by yourself. I don't know, whatever that might be. Maybe go take a yoga class or a dance class. Those are things I'm interested in. And so I think it's just empowering when you can feed the things that feed you. It's something empowering about that. I feel like that, to me, that is it. And for me, I bring all that energy back to him. So it's like,
feed
why
the things
not?
that feed you so you can feed your boo.
Period. And that is that. That's the message. Signed, sealed, and delivered.
That's it. Give me
some,
bro.
All right, until I'm too short. Until next time, we love you.
High Life fam, thank you all.
High Life fam, peace, and we out.
Subscribe. Hit the like button and the notification bell.